When Margaret Nelson turned 72, mornings started to feel different. Not painful, not dramatic, just quietly harder. She'd sit on the edge of her bed, legs dangling and paws waiting for her knees to trust her again. Standing up wasn't a fluid motion anymore. It became a process. One hand on the nightstand, the other gripping the mattress. She'd push upwards slowly, carefully. And some days, even then, her knees would wobble. Her back stiffened like it hadn't gotten the memo that the night was over. The walk to the bathroom, just 10 steps, felt longer, like her body needed to remember how to move. She didn't mention it to anyone, not her daughter, not her neighbor, because it didn't feel like a medical emergency, just aging, she thought. The kind of thing everyone her age quietly dealt with. But deep down, she was unsettled. Why now? Why so suddenly? She hadn't fallen. She hadn't changed her routine. Yet each morning, her body betrayed her just a little more. Until one day, she had to stop halfway down the stairs, not from pain, but from a strange, trembling fatigue in her thighs. That's when it hit her. Something was slipping away, and she wasn't sure how to hold on to it. Margaret is not alone. If you're over 60, and you've noticed your legs feel less steady, or you catch yourself hesitating before standing, you're not imagining it. And no, it's not just aging. There's a name for it. One that few people talk about, but many experience, is sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the gradual, silent loss of muscle that begins in our 50s and accelerates in our 60s and beyond. It's not a disease. It's a biological shift, but its impact is profound. Less strength to carry groceries, less balance on the stairs, less confidence stepping out of the shower or onto a sidewalk, and perhaps most heartbreaking, less independence. It's what turns a strong, capable body into one that second-guesses itself. And the cruelest part, most people don't know it's happening until they feel weaker. But here's the surprising truth. Muscle loss after 60 doesn't have to be permanent. It can often be slowed, stopped, or even reversed. And no, it doesn't take a gym membership, expensive supplements, or hours of effort. Sometimes all it takes is knowing what to do within the first hour after waking up. Margaret discovered this by accident. One morning, she tried something new after struggling for days with low energy and wobbly steps. A simple bowl of warm black beans. No toast, no sugar, just beans with a pinch of sea salt and olive oil. She had read something the night before about plant-based protein and older adults. It sounded too simple to matter. But that morning, she figured, why not? She didn't know that black beans are rich in leucine, a powerful amino acid that acts like a light switch for muscle building. For older bodies that no longer absorb protein as they used to, leucine is the missing signal that says, it's time to rebuild. And when delivered first thing in the morning, when muscle cells are most ready to receive fuel, the impact is surprisingly fast. By day 3, Margaret noticed she didn't have to steady herself on the bathroom counter quite as much. By day 5, the stairs felt less daunting. By day 7, she was walking farther on her morning stroll without stopping. And by day 14, something shifted. Not just in her muscles, but in her confidence. She was standing taller, moving more easily, and trusting her body again. Of course, black beans alone aren't magic. But when paired with another simple habit, 10 minutes of light movement, they become powerful. Margaret began doing gentle leg lifts in the living room and marching in place while waiting for the kettle. A few wall push-offs near the sink. Nothing strenuous. Just enough to tell her body, we're still in this together. The truth is, your body wants to stay strong, even after 60. It just needs the right tools at the right time. And your first hour of the day is the key. That's when insulin sensitivity is high, muscle cells are alert, and your metabolism is primed to respond. Skip this window, and your body slips into maintenance mode. But feed it right, move it gently, and something incredible happens. Recovery begins. This isn't a theory. It's backed by science. A 2019 American Journal of Clinical Nutrition study found that older adults who consumed a plant-based, leucine-rich breakfast and did brief morning movement experienced measurable improvements in strength, balance, and walking speed within 2 weeks. That's not months of effort, just 2 weeks of eating with purpose and moving with intention. What's even more hopeful is how doable this is. Black beans are affordable, easy to digest, and gentle on the kidneys, essential for many seniors. They don't spike blood sugar, and when paired with soft eggs or cooked greens, they create a complete, nutrient-rich meal tailored for older adults. No powders, no pills. Real food your body understands. If you're thinking, "But I've never liked beans," consider this. It's not about taste, but timing. It's not asking for flavor when your body is tired, sore, or shaky. It's asking for fuel. And the right fuel can restore more than muscle. It can restore your sense of power. Margaret's story is just one, but it's becoming more common. At Graceful Aging Co., we've heard from hundreds of older adults who made one small change to their morning and felt a significant shift in their days. Not overnight, but steadily, gently, and reliably. Because here's the secret no one tells you. Healthy aging isn't about adding more. It's about choosing wisely, the right habit, at the right time. Done with consistency. And when you do, the body responds. Not like it did at 30, but in a way that still matters deeply. So when you open your eyes and swing your legs over the bed, pause for a second tomorrow morning. Not in fear, but in intention. What if today is the day you give your body the message it's been waiting for? That you haven't given up, that you're still building, that strength is still possible even now. You don't need to believe in magic. You need to believe in momentum. A warm bowl, a short walk, a small act of care. That's where it begins. And if you're ready to take that step, you're not alone. There's a community here of people just like you, choosing strength over surrender. One morning at a time. Part 1. What's going on? Margaret used to think she was aging gracefully. She still ate well, had no major illnesses. Her blood pressure was stable, and her heart was in good shape. But what puzzled her was how her body seemed quietly changing in strange ways. Getting out of bed each morning left her back stiff, her knees weak, and her steps unsteady. There was no warning pain. There was no apparent incident. Just a creeping fatigue, an unnamed instability, and a feeling she never thought she'd face. A gentle sense of helplessness coming from within her own body. If you are over 60 and sometimes feel like your legs aren't as strong as they used to be, your balance isn't quite what it once was, or you feel lightheaded when changing positions, you are not alone. And more importantly, you're not imagining it. There's a name for this. It is a name that may sound scientific and unfamiliar, but it quietly affects millions of people every day without anyone realizing it. It's called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength with age. It begins around age 50, and, if left unaddressed, can lead to a yearly muscle loss of 1% to 3%. That may not sound like much, but over 10-20 years, it adds up, and it's why someone who could briskly climb stairs at 60 might stumble just from standing too quickly at 75. What makes sarcopenia especially dangerous is how silently it progresses. No obvious symptoms right away. It doesn't ache like arthritis. It's not bothersome like a stomach issue. Instead, your body gradually starts to lose its ability without sounding an alarm. It starts with just getting up a little more slowly. Then you feel tired climbing stairs. Then your legs begin to tremble if you stand for too long. One day, you will need a chair to lean on while carrying something and need help to step into a car. Or worse, avoiding activities you once loved simply out of fear of falling. One of the most serious consequences of sarcopenia is loss of balance and increased risk of falls. A fall isn't just a scraped knee or a twisted ankle for older adults. It can lead to a broken hip, internal bleeding, or months of being bedridden. Sadly, hundreds of thousands of deaths each year worldwide begin with what seems like a simple fall. And the loss of muscle doesn't stop there. It sets off a chain reaction. You feel weaker, so you move less. Less movement leads to poor circulation and slower digestion. You eat less, sleep more lightly, and start to feel down. Your body enters a vicious cycle. The weaker you are, the less you move, and the more you decline. The sad part is that very few people realize that the root of the problem lies in their muscles. Older adults are often told, "Eat light, don't exert yourself. Be careful, your bones are fragile." These well-meaning warnings unintentionally cause people to limit themselves, giving sarcopenia more room to grow. But this isn't a life sentence. The good news is that sarcopenia is not a one-way road. Medical studies now show that even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, it's still possible to rebuild and strengthen muscle if you support your body correctly, especially right after waking up each morning. And you don't need a gym. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't even need expensive supplements. It all starts with just two basic things you can do right at home. 1. Eat the right foods to switch on your muscle recovery. 2. 3. Pair that with a few gentle movements to help your muscles absorb their needs. 4. But before we talk about solutions, it's essential to understand that sarcopenia is not an inevitable part of aging. It is a process, and like any process, it can be changed when you know it and act early enough. So if you've ever felt your legs getting weaker, your steps getting slower, or you've started hesitating before stepping onto your porch, see it as a sign. It is not a sign that your time is up, but a gentle reminder that your body is asking for help, and you can give it that help starting tomorrow morning. Part 2. The surprising solution. What to eat after waking up. There was something Margaret never expected. The first turning point in her journey of recovery didn't come from a doctor's office or a prescription. It came from a breakfast. It was a simple, ordinary dish, often overlooked in every grocery store, but it opened a new door for her health. It wasn't premium cereal, an expensive smoothie, or even those heavily marketed protein powders. It was black beans and eggs. At first glance, it didn't seem like anything special, but Margaret gave it a try on a morning when she felt completely drained after a restless night's sleep and had to hold onto a chair to stand up. That day, she remembered an article she had once saved. Foods rich in leucine, the key to muscle regeneration after 60. She skimmed through it, but one line stuck with her. If you eat the right food at the right time, your body will recover faster than you think. And that time was within 1 hour of waking up, ideally before 7 a.m. Why? Because after a long night without food, your body enters a nutrient-sensitive state, especially regarding insulin and protein. This is a golden window when your muscles open their doors, ready to absorb nutrients for repair. If you miss this moment, the body may break down muscle tissue for energy-making weakness, even worse. And during that golden window, black beans are an incredible choice. Unlike many starchy or sugary breakfast options, black beans contain a powerful amino acid called leucine. This spark plug jumpstarts new protein synthesis, the process needed to rebuild weak or damaged muscle fibers. Moreover, as we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing protein. So, even if you eat plenty of meat or fish, your body may not process it as it once did. But leucine found in black beans can reawaken that rebuilding process. Black beans are also easy to digest, putting less strain on the kidneys than red meat or whey powders, and they're especially suited to older adults with more sensitive digestive systems. They're rich in magnesium, too, a mineral that helps muscles relax, recover from activity, and reduces the risk of nighttime cramps, a common issue in older age. Margaret kept it simple. Every morning, she cooked half a cup of black beans and added a pinch of pink salt and a spoonful of olive oil. Some days, she paired it with a slice of whole grain toast. On other days, she added 1 or 2 soft-boiled eggs. Why eggs? While black beans provide fiber, magnesium, and leucine, eggs are a complete source of protein containing all 9 essential amino acids our bodies need. That includes methionine and cysteine, which support tissue repair and collagen production and help reduce inflammation. Especially valuable is the egg yolk, often wrongly discarded, which holds vitamin D, selenium, choline, and lutein, nutrients that support strong bones, healthy muscles, and better balance key to preventing falls. By combining black beans and eggs within 60 minutes of waking, Margaret wasn't just feeding her body a complete muscle recovery breakfast, she was activating her muscular, nervous, and hormonal systems all at once. Her body felt gently and steadily awakened. And the result? After just 3 days, she felt more stable on her feet. After 7 days, she could climb stairs without pausing halfway. After 14 days, she began to believe that the weakness she once thought was just part of aging was just a sign of nutritional neglect. Margaret's story is far from unique. At Graceful Aging Co., we've received hundreds of messages from viewers over 60. People who once believed they had reached the age of simply putting up with it are now gradually regaining strength each morning. The secret doesn't lie in exotic foods. It lies in understanding what your body needs and giving it that at the right time. You can try it tomorrow morning too. No need to get fancy. Just half a cup of black beans soft-cooked the night before and 1 or 2 eggs, boiled or gently scrambled. Add olive oil, some avocado slices, or steamed vegetables. Eat within 60 minutes of waking up. Then follow with just 10 minutes of light movement. You'll find those steps in the next part. And repeat, just 14 days. No pills, no gym. Just patience and a breakfast that shows love to your body. You may not turn back time, but you can regain strength and steadiness, starting with a straightforward morning. Part 3. Why this simple meal works. When Margaret realized she could stand up more easily, climb stairs with less strain, and take steadier steps. Just days after changing her breakfast, she asked herself, could something as simple as black beans make that much of a difference? The answer is yes, and science backs her up. Stay strong means exercising, taking supplements, or using pricey protein products. But for those over 60, the real question isn't just how much you eat or move, whether your body can still absorb and use what you give. And that's where a tiny but powerful nutrient enters the picture. Leucine. Leucine is a branched-chain amino acid part of the BCAA group that acts like a switch to turn on the process of protein synthesis in muscles. If protein is the brick to rebuild your house, then leucine is the worker who starts the cement mixer. Without it, construction can't begin, no matter how many bricks you have. After age 60, the body becomes less responsive to the signals from protein. This is called anabolic resistance. You might eat plenty of meat, fish, or eggs, but your muscles don't hear the call to rebuild. Leucine is the signal that can wake up that process again. And here's the beautiful part. Black beans naturally contain a rich, absorbable source of leucine, especially suitable for older adults. There is no need for whey powders or synthetic protein drinks. Just half a cup of black beans each morning is already sending your body a clear message. It's time to rebuild. But leucine doesn't work alone. For proper muscle recovery, Your body needs a support system, and black beans naturally provide that. 1. Complete plant-based protein. Each 100 grain of black beans has about 9 g of protein. When paired with eggs, you get all 9 essential amino acids the body needs. Key building blocks that your muscles can't restore without. 2. Magnesium, the silent partner. Magnesium helps relax muscles, support nerve function, and promote recovery after activity. You may experience cramps, poor sleep, and slow healing without enough. Over 70% of people over 65 are magnesium deficient without knowing it. Half a cup of black beans gives nearly 1/3 of your daily magnesium needs. 3. Fiber, for better absorption and less inflammation. Fiber in black beans supports digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, preventing energy crashes, and feeds good gut bacteria, making it easier for your body to absorb the nutrients it needs to heal. A healthy gut means faster muscle recovery. 4. Blood sugar stability, for lasting energy. After age 60, blood sugar swings can cause fatigue, dizziness, and weakness during activity. Black beans have a low glycemic index, releasing energy slowly to help you stay steady and alert throughout the morning. 5. Anti-inflammatory support, protecting muscle health. Black beans are rich in antioxidants like anthocyanins and polyphenols, which help reduce chronic low-grade inflammation, a hidden cause of muscle fatigue, joint pain, and slower recovery. This isn't just theory. Real research confirms the effects. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Aging, 2020, found that adults over 65 who ate black beans daily alongside a protein-rich breakfast showed noticeable improvements in walking speed and leg strength within just 2 weeks. Another U.S. National Institutes of Health, NIH, study showed that a small morning dose of leucine could reactivate the anabolic response in older adults, typically only seen in younger people. And here's the key: timing matters as much as the food itself. Those same meals eaten in the afternoon or evening delivered far less benefit. However, the results were significantly better when consumed within 30 to 60 minutes of waking, when the body is still in a low-energy, high-receptivity state. Margaret didn't read all these studies. She followed her instincts, and after 14 days, her body told the story. She stood up more easily, walked confidently, and perhaps most importantly, no longer felt like she was slipping downhill. You can try it too. You don't need to understand terms like anabolic response or amino acid profiles. You need to know this: your body hasn't given up on you. It's simply waiting for the right kind of support. And sometimes that support doesn't come from a clinic. It comes from a small kitchen stove, a pot of soft black beans, and warm eggs. Part 4. A simple morning routine. Step by step, something was surprising about Margaret's new habit. It didn't wear her out. It didn't feel like she was pushing herself, like when she tried regular exercise. And it didn't force her to overhaul her entire lifestyle. All she had to do each morning was turn on the stove and warm up a small portion of black beans she had prepared the night before. She used to think cooking black beans was complicated. You had to soak them forever, cook them just right, and season them carefully. But after a few tries, she realized that if you simplify the process, black beans can become a gentle and loyal friend to greet you every morning. Here's how Margaret prepares her breakfast for the week, and you can do the same. On Sunday evening, she soaks 1 cup of dried black beans, about 200-250 degrees, in warm water. She adds 1 teaspoon of lemon juice or a pinch of baking soda. This helps soften the beans faster and reduces compounds that cause bloating, making the dish easier on older stomachs. The next morning, she drains and rinses the beans, then adds them to a pot with 3 to 4 cups of clean water. She prefers using a cast iron or clay pot, which holds heat evenly and helps the beans cook naturally and thoroughly. She simmers them on low for 40-50 minutes until they're soft but not mushy. Near the end, she adds a pinch of pink salt, a spoon of extra virgin olive oil, and sometimes a few slices of fresh ginger or a small sprig of rosemary. No sugar, no coconut milk. This isn't dessert, it's a healing breakfast. Once cooked, she lets the beans cool, divides them into small portions, stores them in airtight containers, and keeps them in the fridge. Each morning, she reheats 1 serving and has a nutritious main dish ready to go. Margaret enjoys her black beans in 3 simple ways, depending on her mood and how much time she has. Option 1. Classic bean bowl. Warm up half a cup of black beans. Serve with a soft-boiled egg and a few slices of whole grain toast. Sprinkle on some black pepper or turmeric for warmth and anti-inflammatory support. Option 2. Mashed bean toast. Mash the cooked beans with a fork. Add a spoon of olive oil and a pinch of salt, then spread on toasted bread. Top with a fried egg and sliced tomatoes, a heart-friendly alternative to butter or cheese, delicious and nourishing. Option 3. Beans and steamed greens. Warm the beans and serve with steamed greens like spinach, broccoli, or zucchini. Add an egg and a few slices of avocado if available. A simple meal that delivers protein, fiber, healthy fats, and vital vitamins for muscles and bones. If she has more time, Margaret sometimes adds a cup of warm turmeric tea or a few fresh apple slices. But even on busier mornings, she sticks to one golden rule: eat within 60 minutes of waking up. This one habit makes all the difference. Why? Because when you first wake up, your insulin levels are stable, your stomach is empty, and your muscles are most ready to absorb nutrients. Eating the right food at the right time allows those nutrients to go straight to where they're needed most: your muscles. On the other hand, if you drink only coffee and stay on an empty stomach for 2 to 3 hours, your body starts generating energy by breaking down your muscle tissue, a quiet but serious cause of muscle loss as we age. And here's another bonus: the proper breakfast makes gentle movement feel much easier. Margaret found that after eating, she could comfortably do a few light exercises like leg lifts while sitting, shoulder rolls, or side steps around the room. Thanks to this nourishing, easy-to-digest breakfast, she didn't feel bloated or sleepy. She felt like her body wanted to cooperate. You don't need to make it complicated. Just be ready. One evening of preparation, one quiet morning, one meal that isn't fancy, speaks with love to a body growing older daily. And you'll see, caring for your health after 60 doesn't have to be about sacrifice. It's about knowing what you need and giving it to yourself at the right moment. Tomorrow morning, give it a try. See what half a cup of black beans and 1 egg can do for your steps in just 2 weeks. You don't need to believe right away. You need to begin. Part 5. Add 10 minutes of gentle movement. Margaret developed a small but meaningful new habit. After breakfast, black beans, eggs, and a slice of whole grain toast, she didn't sit back down. She didn't rush to wash dishes or turn on the TV. Instead, she slowly walked over to the window where the morning light streamed in and began her 10-minute appointment with her body. She didn't call it exercise. She called it a gentle wake-up. After 60, the body doesn't respond like it used to. Muscles need time to warm up. Circulation needs a nudge. And nutrients, no matter how good, can't do much if they don't reach the right places. That's why 10 minutes of light movement after breakfast isn't just a bonus. It's the key to helping all those precious nutrients find their way to your muscles, joints, and nerves. So Margaret began with the simplest movements. No pain, strain, or yoga mat or gear. Just a sturdy chair, a small clear space, and gentle persistence. Movement 1. Chair leg lifts. Sit tall in a chair without leaning back, feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift your right leg, keeping it straight. Count to 3. Lower it gently. Switch to the left leg. Do 10 times per side. This wakes the thigh muscles and supports stronger knees and better standing stability. Movement 2. Arm circles stand up. Let your arms relax by your sides. Make small circular motions forward for 30 seconds. Then reverse the direction. This gentle motion loosens tight shoulders, eases upper back stiffness, and boosts brain blood flow, improving alertness and balance. Movement 3. Side-to-side steps. Stand straight. Step 1. Small step to the right. Then bring your left foot beside it. Then step to the left. Repeat for 60 seconds. This movement strengthens the hips, often a weak spot with age, and improves your side-to-side balance reflexes. Movement 4. Wall push-offs. Stand facing a wall. Place hands at shoulder height. Breathe in. Lean forward slightly. Then gently push yourself back. Repeat 10 times. This activates the arms, chest, and shoulders, boosting your heart to support circulation. Movement 5. Neck and shoulder rolls. Roll your shoulders back, then forward. Tilt your head gently to the left, then to the right. Take your time. No rush. Just listen to how your body moves. This relieves tension in the neck and shoulders, often ignored after a night's sleep. Total time, about 10 minutes. Just enough to get blood flowing, wake up your muscles, and deliver nutrients where needed most. You might think, I'm not used to moving. I'm afraid I'll get tired. But in truth, what your body needs isn't intensity. It's a signal. A 2021 study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy showed just 10 minutes of light movement after a protein-rich breakfast increases leucine absorption, enhances muscle response, and improves recovery in older adults. That means you don't need heavy workouts, just the right timing. And that timing is within 60 minutes of waking up after your rebuilding breakfast. Movement doesn't just get blood moving. It sends a message to your whole body. I'm still here. I'm still in charge. And your body, hearing that message, responds by turning nutrients into strength, not fat. Margaret didn't hope to be young again. She only wanted to stand up without help, walk without worry, and cook without holding on to the counter. And each morning, with every leg lift, shoulder roll, and sidestep she felt, that goal was getting closer. You can begin too. No mat, no special room. Just stand up after breakfast. Gently, kindly. Enough to send your body one small but powerful message. Today, I choose to move forward. True strength doesn't lie in age, but in the right habits. There's a strange experience many people after 60 have gone through, but don't quite know how to name it. It's that feeling every morning when you open your eyes and your legs are still there, but you don't feel like standing up. Not because of pain, but because of something else. A loss of confidence, a loss of stability, a loss of that familiar feeling of firm, steady steps. Margaret once knew that feeling. Maybe you felt it too. And many of us have come to believe that it's normal. After a certain age, weakness, trembling legs, and tired knees are how life goes. Poor sleep, dizziness when standing, or uncertain steps are just the usual after 60. But this journey reminds us that that's not the whole truth. Even after 60, the human body can heal, recover, and grow stronger if we choose the right path at the right time. And sometimes, that doesn't come from big things like medications, machines, or gyms. It comes from 2 small habits you can begin as soon as tomorrow morning. 1. A breakfast that supports you with black beans, eggs, and a gentle awareness of your body needs. 2. Just 10 minutes of light movement to get the blood flowing, wake up your muscles, and guide nutrients where needed most. That's all. But you may be surprised how quickly your body begins to change. By day 3, you'll find it easier to stand up. Your legs feel steadier. Your back is less stiff. By day 5, you may walk around the house without reaching for the wall. By day 7, you could climb stairs without pausing halfway. And by day 14, you might lift your head, smile, and think, "Turns out, I never lost my strength. I just forgot how to keep it." We call this a part of the healthy aging journey, to live well, actively, and with the agency, even when time no longer stands on youth's side. Because you see, after 60, we don't need to act young. We need to do what our bodies can do, and what they deserve to be supported with. Medical studies from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, to journals like the Journal of Nutrition and Aging have confirmed that muscle loss after 60 is not inevitable. It can be slowed, even reversed, when we provide the body with enough leucine, absorbable protein, magnesium, and gentle movement. And the breakfast you've just learned about is a perfect harmony of all those ingredients. That's why this video isn't just a tip or a hack. It's the beginning of a new way of living. Gentle, sustainable, and open to anyone. You don't need to change the whole world. You need to change the first 60 minutes of your day. Think of someone you love, a dear friend, a life partner, or your future self, and ask yourself one question. Have I grown weak because of age, or simply because I lack the right habits? You don't need to answer that today. But if you've come with us to the end of this video, maybe you're ready to begin searching for that answer. At Graceful Aging Co., everyone over 60 deserves to live strong, independent, and feel safe and confident in their bodies. No matter who you are, where you live, how healthy you are, or what challenges you've faced, you still have the power to reclaim your steps, your breath, your rest, and your self-trust through small, repeated actions each morning. If you feel ready, drop the word "ready" in the comments below. It's not a promise to anyone else. It's a promise to yourself. And if you'd like to continue this journey with us, subscribe to the Graceful Aging Co channel. Every week, we'll send you simple habits with a significant impact to help you rebuild strength, balance, and belief in your body. Because you are not alone. We're here with you every morning, every meal, every step, every gentle breath on this journey called Aging with Dignity.